Hi, I'm Yoni, the CTO of Upsolver, and in this video, I'll be explaining how Upsolver handles complicated hierarchical data for you. When people talk about data, the first image that pops into their head is probably that of a flat delimited file, kind of like this one. Unfortunately, in the real world, data is usually hierarchical, like this JSON, because it represents links between different entities that aren't necessarily one-to-one. In relational databases, we deal with hierarchical data by using foreign keys and one-to-many joins. It usually looks something like this. While this approach works functionally, its biggest drawback is that the data is stored in different places, so retrieving it requires lots of management and expensive lookups. Hierarchical data formats like JSON keep all the relevant data in one place, so we don't have to do any lookups. This is also what most data in the wild looks like. So dealing with these formats is very important for systems that want to allow users to use their data without any pre-processing. While basic SQL is enough to retrieve or filter on a value, multiplying two values nested together, like the unit price and quantity fields in this example, is practically impossible. To make this happen, we've added an additional step before querying, transforming your data in place. This step allows you to run all the complicated operations you need, while staying within the original hierarchical structure. Let's dive right in with an example. In this dataset, we have objects that represent orders with a list of items purchased, where each item has a name, a unit price, and a quantity. We'd like to know the price of each line item. Let's create a calculated field for that. We'll go to the Calculated tab and click Add. Now we'll pick the Multiply function and pick our unit price and unit quantity fields. We'll name our output price. If we click Preview, we can see that the price is what we expected. Notice that the system automatically decided to put the output in the closest record that contains both inputs. If we were to put it outside of the items array, two things happen. First, the output turns into an array. Second, the system is warning us that it's going to do a Cartesian product. This is almost always not what we want to do, which is why we want to keep the result where it is. Let's add this field. Next, let's add the total order price. We'll add another calculated field, and this time we'll use the sum feature. We'll pick the price field we just created as the input. Calculated fields are data fields for all intents and purposes, and can be used anywhere a regular field could be used. Notice that again, the system picked the closest record to put the field. Let's look at what we get. Not exactly what we were going for. This is because, in the scope of the field we were creating, there is only one value in each item in the array. Let's change the field's location. We can see that in this case, the result doesn't become an array. This is because sum always returns a single value, which is the sum of all the inputs in its context. Let's add this field. Now, let's create a unique identifier for each product purchased. We'll add another calculated field. Let's add a message format field. We'll fill in the format. And now we'll add two inputs. The first is the purchase ID, and the second is the item name. Notice that the system again decided to put the result with the items. If we preview the result, we'll see that each item got an ID from its parent scope. If we were to move the output to its parent scope, we see that the output changed to an array, and the result is a single array with three values. Since we want the ID in the same context as the items, we'll leave it in the items array. The fields that we just created showcase different patterns used when working with hierarchical data, called nesting and unnesting. While understanding these patterns and how to apply them can be daunting, we can see that in Upsolver, all we need to do is put the data where it's supposed to go, and the system takes care of the rest for us. So that's how you work with hierarchical data in Upsolver. In summary, Upsolver gives you the most expressive way to work with your data, by keeping the data in its original format, and allowing you to enrich it with additional fields in an intuitive way, without writing a single line of code. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching!